Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. You guys already know what time of the year it is. A bunch of holiday sales are happening with e-bikes, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you what my favorite bikes are, at least out of the ones I've tested, and which ones I think are worth buying. If you're watching this channel, you probably like the higher powered e-bikes, but I am going to throw in some mid to low powered, what I would call normie e-bikes towards the end of the video. I think these lower power e-bikes are great because of how lightweight they are. And honestly, I think it's great to have a class 3 legal e-bike and the high powered stuff. In the description below, I will leave links to all of these bikes along with any other discount code that I have that'll save you a couple extra bucks. And below each of those links, I'm going to leave a link to my video review or any other video I have on that bike. I'm also going to be mentioning the current prices of all of these bikes, but remember, these are current sale prices. So if you want to buy one of these bikes, now might be the best time because you'll get the lowest price. Let's jump right into the list with my absolute #1 favorite e-bike, the Escape EBikes Ranger. Now, technically, this bike isn't going through some type of a holiday sale, but it is around the same price as its competitors, and I think it is probably the best e-bike for most people. The Ranger is my favorite all-around e-bike that combines a powerful but quiet 72 volt system, that new Bafang motor, and it also has dual batteries offering a huge total capacity of 35 amp hours of 72 volt battery. These batteries are placed in the middle, which provides a better balanced feeling bike and better suspension performance compared to some of the other options where the battery is mounted in the rear rack. It also features an impressive 5,000 watt peak power with a 60 amp controller. Now, this motor has a ton of torque. In fact, it's faster at hill climbing than pretty much every other dual motor bike that I've ever tested. Oh yeah, and it also has a top speed of 50 miles an hour. Key components include excellent fully adjustable D&M air shock suspension, quad piston Tektro brakes with 203mm rotors, and using my code MAX100 will save you $100, bringing the final price to about $26.50. And that is with free shipping. What's cool about Escape e-bikes is that they're actually located in the USA. You can call them up, you can speak with Joel, the owner. Next up is my #2 pick, which I would say is great if you're looking for a full-size option, which is the Magician Alpha. The Magician Alpha is another powerful 72 volt e-bike that looks mostly like a normal full-size bicycle, but performs like a beast, featuring a dual battery system for a total of 30 amp hours of 72 volt battery. It uses that quiet Bafang motor with a near 5,000 watt peak, 58 amp controller, giving it really good acceleration and a tested top speed of just about 50 miles an hour. You can get this bike in either a step through or step over frame, and it also has fully adjustable D&M air suspension, big quad piston brakes, and the brake setup on this bike gives it one of the best performances I've ever seen during my brake test. Side note, Magician is also releasing their Magician Alpha Mini, which is a miniature version of this bike, comes in a step-through frame. And using my code MAX100 will bring the price down to just about $2,200 before taxes and shipping. And by the way, taxes and shipping for me cost somewhere around $500. Next up are the GOAT bikes. These are at the top of my list because in many ways they are the GOATs, the greatest of all time. They offer so much power and so much battery capacity for a very reasonable price. Some of these bikes are 72 volts with 70 amp hours of battery capacity, which is ridiculous. And all of them go at least 40 miles an hour, some of them even faster into the 50 mile an hour range. First up is the OG MotorGoat V3. I was actually one of the first people ever to reach out to Bryson, the owner of Goat Power Bikes, back in late 2023, because when I first saw this bike, I knew it was going to be a huge hit. I just had to review it. I'm like, Bryson, I need to review this bike. Let's start making videos on this. Trust me, this thing is going to be a hit. Some might say this one shot the Goat Power Bikes company into the stratosphere, with it being probably their #1 best-selling e-bike. It has a 2,000 watt direct drive motor, which when paired with the 50 amp controller and 63 volt 25 amp hour battery, will give you a peak power output of 3,600 watts and a top speed of 40 to 50 miles an hour. It also features dual suspension, durable mag wheels, quad piston brake calipers, and 203mm rotors. You also get things like turn signals and over-the-air software updates. The best part is the current sale price, which starts at only $2,500. Since this controller is on the higher power side, I would recommend buying this bike with the optional second battery to make sure you guys get all the range you need. Next up is the Goat Power Bike's Mini Goat, which is a high-powered, low-to-the-ground e-bike with a great center of gravity for very stable handling. And it's powered by a massive 72-volt battery system, and you can equip this bike with up to 70 amp hours of 72-volt battery, which is ridiculous. I actually did a range test with this bike and easily got over 60 miles of range while riding on the roads at speeds anywhere between 40 to 50 miles an hour. This bike comes with a strong direct drive motor that peaks at nearly 5,000 watts, and you'll get a top speed of just about 50 miles an hour. Key features include 16-inch mag wheels for good durability, adjustable dual suspension, quad piston hydraulic disc brakes, which are actually on the larger side. These brakes are pretty big, bigger than most bicycle brakes. That direct drive motor is going to be nice and quiet, making it ideal for long-range cruising. Current Black Friday sale price starts at just over $3,600. Next up is the Dirt Goat, which is a heavy-duty electric dirt bike mostly built for off-roading. Now, it advertises a 96-volt 50 amp hour battery, but through my own testing, I suggest it's probably closer to around 88 volts, which is still really good, guys. Most of these bikes are 72 volts, and this one is probably 88 volts. Flying around full speed, anywhere between 40 to 50 miles an hour, I got a range of around 45 miles on this bike. And I do know that the Talaria boys did their standardized range test, and this bike gave them one of the best scores they've ever tested. It features a single powerful motor advertised to be 6,000 watts nominal, and I think it's advertised to peak somewhere around 14,000 watts. This bike does have a lot of torque, but only after, I would say, 15 miles an hour. There's almost like a turbo lag. When you first hit the throttle, it's not going to immediately wheelie. You're not going to flip off the bike. It's very forgiving. Once you get that bike up to speed, just after 15 miles an hour, the thing just rockets ahead and it's a monster. And I tested the top speed of this bike at just about 55 or 56 miles an hour. Due to the bike's weight, it is very stable and secure through rough terrain. And it also has that long travel, fully adjustable KKE suspension, complemented by big, chunky off-road tires and very large hydraulic disc brakes with huge calipers, huge rotors. Oh yeah, and this bike also has regen, which is going to help you not only save brake pads, but give you a little bit of extra range. The current Black Friday sale price of this bike is just over $3,600. Fun fact, earlier this year, myself, Matt from Tail Happy TV, and Tim from Shoot the Chit, we actually went out to downtown LA. Matt was on the Dirt Goat, I was on the Mini Goat, and Tim was on the Motor Goat. And with the battery setups that they had, we had plenty of range and plenty of power, plenty of speed to zip around pretty much the entire city, all the way up to the Hollywood sign, all the way through downtown LA, essentially going car speeds, but at the same time avoiding all the high traffic areas. One of these days, I'm going to get to editing that video. Next up is what I would call a mini Sur-Ron e-bike, the GhostCat F4X, which is almost in a category of its own. It has a lot of e-bike parts, but it has suspension that would rival most electric dirt bikes. The GhostCat F4X is an extremely powerful lightweight e-bike, and with the newest version, which comes with the Beast Mode controller, I got this bike to a top speed of 44 miles an hour, and it is the fastest climbing 60 volt system with a single motor that I've ever tested. It's got insane amounts of torque, and it actually comes with a pretty good sized 25 amp hour battery. It features fully adjustable KKE suspension and giant hydraulic disc brakes for strong stopping power. Using my code MAX50 will save you $50 and bring the price down to $27.50. Next up, we're going to talk about some mid to high power e-bikes that have what I would call a motorcycle aesthetic. The big new BGX Pro is a chopper style e-bike. I would say this is probably the coolest looking bike I've ever tested. It has the most unique look to it. This is a true head turner. I received so many compliments while I was testing this bike. People would just drive up to me on the road and say, dude, this bike is amazing. What is this thing? It is.
That is fucking nice. Dude, that is fucking dope.
got a pretty awesome sized 27 amp hour 52 volt battery and a top speed of almost 40 miles an hour. It also comes with dual adjustable suspension in the rear and uses large 203mm rotors for good braking performance. This is a very, very large bike. It's got a long wheelbase, big tall handlebars, and personally I wouldn't really think of this as a high-speed bike, even though it can go almost 40 miles an hour. When I'm on this bike, I just want to chill on the rail trail and just cruise around and just relax. I would say it's almost like a low-rider version of an e-bike. Using my code maxcharge will save you $100 and bring your total price to just about $1540. Next up is the Milad DK300 Max. This is one of the very first e-bikes I've ever reviewed, and Milad has updated it with lots of great features. It's a powerful dual motor e-bike. It does have that long wheelbase, almost like a stretched out motorcycle stance. It does run off of a 48 volt system with an advertised 40 amp hours of total battery capacity, so pretty big battery. This bike gave me a top speed of 35 miles an hour. Some of the major upgrades that have been added to this bike are a very nice and squishy bench seat, very comfortable. Very bright, nice looking turn signals, and even GPS anti-theft. Milad also did upgrade the brakes with larger disc brake rotors and more powerful brake calipers. And using my code maximumcharge will save you $50 and bring the price down to just about $1550. Next up is a bike I would say is the budget-oriented, high-speed, high-powered electric bicycle that still has a bicycle frame. The Vitolen H5. It's a high-value dual-motor e-bike. Based on the controller, it'll give you a peak power output of 3,000 watts. And this bike does have a 25 amp hour battery, which I did verify that it actually does have that amount. A lot of e-bikes that look similar to this will have specs that seem way over proportion, seemingly impossible amp hour ratings in a battery case that's the exact same size of this bike. I did literally open up that battery case and I verified that the most amp hours you can fit in that size battery case is 25 amp hours. It's also a smaller and lighter weight bike than most other high-powered dual-motor e-bikes. It has 24 by 4-inch tires, so smaller than the full-size 26-inch size wheel. It's got a low standover height, and it's equipped with 180mm disc brake rotors, dual-piston hydraulic brake calipers, and while some of the components, like the front fork, are basic and the controller placement is not ideal, I think it's still a fantastic deal if all you're interested in is a lot of power. And you could always throw a second battery on that bike. There are lots of kits out there that'll show you how to wire in a battery that'll run both batteries at the same time, and you will get plenty of range and plenty of power on this bike. Using my code maxcharge will save you $100 and bring the price down to $1,200. Next up, we're going to talk about the ultra high-speed e-bikes. Some might even call these electric motorcycles. We're going to start with Spark Cycle Works Brute and Javelin. The Brute is more of like a e-bike workhorse. It has functional pedals, and the Javelin is more on the motorcycle side of things. Out of all the other e-bike brands out there, this one is probably closest to being able to say made in America. Even though a lot of parts are made in China, like the motor, the switches, etc. All of those parts are shipped in here and everything is hand assembled in the United States, right here in actually my home state of Connecticut. And the Javelin frame is actually an exoskeleton style laser cut frame, welded and put together and painted right here in America as well. Spark also offers some of the most highly customizable options on the market. You can choose pretty much anything you want on this bike and make it your own. You can change all the colors, all the grips. You can pretty much make this bike anything you want. If Build-A-Bear made an e-bike store, it would be Spark Cycle Works. Now, on top of everything being customizable, you can also tune this bike to whatever you want. It actually runs on open source software. It uses the Far Driver controller. And all of these parts are non-proprietary, so you can be rest assured that if anything ever happens to this bike, you'll probably always be able to find parts for it, even years down the road. These bikes run on a 72-volt system, and with a small adjustment to the tune, they can also easily hit speeds of 60 miles an hour or more, and have peak power outputs well into the 10,000 watt range. You also get motorcycle grade forks, suspension, and brakes. Using my code maxcharge will save you $200 and bring the price to just about $4,600. Next up is the new Onyx RCR 80 volt, and I'm actually wearing some Onyx merch right now. I think it looks kind of cool. This bike is stupid fast. It has a peak power output of almost 20,000 watts. I tested this bike out in California and actually here at the Electrify Expo. And when I was out in California, I got this bike to just about 67 miles an hour.
Woo! 67! Holy shit! Yeah,
nice. And other people have been able to hit 70 miles an hour or more. It features durable mag wheels, the rear acting almost like a cooling heat sink for the motor, a large 45 amp hour 80 volt battery, tubeless tires which don't need to be removed if you get a flat. You can just patch it with an automotive tire repair kit. It also has a motorcycle grade fork, motorcycle grade brakes, and suspension. And using my code maxcharge will save you $100 and bring the price down to $4,800. And lastly, we're going to finish up with some Normie e-bikes. Currently, Lectric is having a bunch of sales where they have a ton of different accessories that you can add for whatever bike you want. I've tested the Lectric XP 4.0, the X-Peak 2.0, the Expedition 2.0, and the Lectric 1, which has that automatic shifting. That was pretty awesome. Their headquarters are based in Arizona, which I did visit. They have excellent customer service. What I love about these bikes is that they are serviceable throughout the country. Many different e-bike shops sell them, therefore they also repair them. So if you did want a nice class 3 Normie e-bike, Lectric I think is the way to go. I also do like the bikes from Lectric. I think they make some fantastic options. They have some great technology like sensor swap technology where you can switch from torque sensor to cadence sensor, high quality parts, everything is UL certified. The batteries are waterproof. I actually sprayed my Lectric Fold 1 with water and it still works to this day. I actually still have that bike. I ride it around all the time. Now those are hub motor e-bikes, and if you did want something high torque but still within that class 3 realm, I would also check out the Ebike Alpha, and when you use my code you can get that bike at around $1,200. You'll get that extra mid-range motor torque, which is going to be fantastic for hill climbing. So that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, if you want to check out any of these bikes, I will leave all the links and all the discount codes in the description below. Make sure you guys check those out. If you want to get in on these sale prices, make sure you buy these bikes now because I don't know how long they're going to last. That's it for today's video. Until next time.